All right, let's begin. I got my hat on. I'm ready for some hard talk right now. Either last night or this morning, Henrik came out with a statement stating that he was going to be making several temporary servers for Mirrorland to get people in, to get things moving, and let's just to get the party started, right? And that's something a lot of people have been asking for, except it was going to be permanent servers, an NA server and an EU server. And he's fighting on his hill right now, trying to say that he wanted and still wants one main server. I can understand this. It's his vision, right? But it is my understanding and my input, my side of the story here that I see, my observation that I think there do need to be separate servers. I'm not a professional. I said it already. I'm not a professional. But that's my idea, right? But I'm so glad this is happening, right? Things are moving. We're finally getting through the gates. The race has already started, and we've basically not even been inside the venue. We've been off somewhere else while other people have been racing around the track. And finally, we can get in and we can get this party started. So I'm excited. I'm excited to finally get moving, right? I've re-rolled so many times. I deleted my character. I don't even care at this point. I just want to play, right? It's great. However, there's a few things I do want to touch on. And one of them being a lot of people using the argument within Reddit posts as well as my own YouTube videos saying, do not use the excuse that Star Vault is a small company. Someone brought up specifically that their market cap is 25 million, right? And they're a publicly traded company. I did my own little research here and I saw that, yeah, sure, they're a publicly traded company, right? They have a 25 million market cap. But I took a few screenshots here and I'd like to share it with you guys. These guys had an abysmal set of years since 2016 to 2020, with their earnings before interest being a loss. As of 2020, they lost 3.09 million. That was their earnings before interest, a loss. They're a small company and they're losing money. At 2020, they started moving up. They started getting more funds. And right now you can see actually their shares are dropping like crazy, and it's understandable, right? There's a big failure, there's a catastrophe. A lot of people can say it's a dumpster fire. There's a lot of fire in the air right now because people are upset. They're not getting what they paid for. And I gotta give it to Star Vault here. They're at least not charging us with their monthly fee. But the problem a lot of people are having here, right, is they can't get their refunds from Steam. They're sitting in the queue for 6 to 10 hours, and Steam's like, well, you played for 2 hours, not giving you your refund. And God forbid, if you're a previous backer, like I had 92 hours in the game, if I wanted a refund once it released, yeah, God forbid, that's never happening. So what I got to say to you guys who want refunds, who want to get your money back, either petition or do something constructive with it. Please do not be animals about it. Stop posting about it and thinking that some miracle is going to happen where Henrik is going to just give you your money back. He's not going to do a blanket refund unless something even worse happens. He's fighting on the hill right now, and he really wants to keep this vision going. I can get that like games like Cyberpunk 2077 started giving refunds out, but this is a little different. This is a smaller developer. If they give refunds out, they're definitely going in the tank, and more than likely this vision's never going to happen. So it's more like a last-ditch effort for them. So hold in there, guys. If you're going to want your refunds, try to figure out a way to do it through Steam, either petition it, appeal it, some way to do it, but hold on there, guys. I know it might not happen. I know it might be a miracle as well, but I understand your frustration and pain. $35 or $40 or whatever you spent is a lot of money. It is, especially for something that is not working as intended. It's a release, so it should work as intended. But we live in a day and age, right? We live in a day and age where gaming companies are pushing out these crappy products. They're unfinished. EAs are like all the rage now, and we're not getting what we want. We never get what's promised. I can't even remember a good MMO launch, at least within the past 10 years. I can't. I remember all the old MMOs. I remember Star Wars Galaxies, World of Warcraft. I played Star Wars Galaxies so much. Lord of the Rings Online, played the shit out of that game. DDO, played the shit out of that game too. I remember a lot of good launches, but there's a lot of failures in between then and now. And it usually involves a company not understanding their capacity or their capabilities as developers to be able to push out something that is their vision. MMOs ain't the easiest. MMOs are extremely difficult to take on. And I said it in a previous video that they are not the easiest thing. From a developer's standpoint, as well as someone who's worked in QA, these type of games are very difficult. And on the topic of QA, because I've done it before, and that was actually part of my career, I feel like Star Vault does not have a proper QA. There's one thing specific I really kind of want to bring up, and I wonder if anyone else has had this problem. But if you're scooting around on the side of mountains and you accidentally slip off the side, you're going to fall into like the cracks of rocks and never be able to get out. In fact, you can't even get your stuff out. Case in point, my girlfriend had fallen into a series of rocks, and we had to get our whole rescue team going where someone had to drop in naked with a shield and shield bash her out. So that way we could do a daisy chain of people trading stuff so we can get everyone's things out of the rocks so no one lost their shit. I really wish people were actually like working on the QA portion of this, or the QC portion, whatever you'd like to call it. So that way we had these problems ironed out. Because I'm wondering how many people, and write in the comments below, please, how many people have experienced bugs where they lost their shit. This is a hardcore MMO where your gear actually has an impact. And there's people losing their stuff for stupid shit. I think someone's already posted a video of them falling through the world, but that's besides the point. Another argument that someone had brought up, and this kind of pisses me off a bit because I know about this grant, is the Epic Mega Grant, right? Epic Mega Grant is a grant that is given to not only game developers, but media developers as well. So that includes movies. And it is a grant from $5,000 to $500. Now, I couldn't find anything publicly about how much Star Vault had gotten in the grant. I have not found anything. But we can safely assume that it is at least $5,000 or at most $500,000. Now, they have a list of everyone who's received mega grants on their site. You can actually go through all the more recent productions of different things, but we have no idea how much they've given. And I'm going to err on the side of caution here and say it's a low amount. Star Vault is utilizing assets, right? They haven't really created their own in-home assets. They're creating this MMO from people who are struggling to create this MMO, actually. They're struggling to create this MMO. And Epic sees this and they're like, we're going to give these guys a chance. We like them. We enjoy what we see. Let's give them a grant. I'm not going to say here and use this as an argument because people have done this in my YouTube channel and they say they've received an Epic grant. You know, they received an Epic grant. They should be able to do this. Listen, dude, if you ever received school grants, right? Have you ever received any sort of school grant? I received a grant before for school, $1,000. You really think that's going to get you that far? One person in school. American education sucks you dry in finances. And that's a grant. Just because they got a grant does not mean that they are some multi-million-dollar company all of a sudden. And I know I said before there was probably about 11 employees or 11 developers working on the team. I think there's like 30. So I'm correcting myself as I go here. But not a lot of them are actually working on the development side or the coding side. And in fact, I think they went to a third-party company just to solve their queue problems. These guys are not the most knowledgeable people. They're not Blizzard developers, right? And people were like, oh, well, Blizzard had grants and Blizzard was like 40 people and stuff. Blizzard also got money from their other games before WoW. Blizzard had income that wasn't from the pockets of each other, smaller games that they had, and a grant from their engine company. Epic gave them a grant, a little bit of money, and said, go. Now, I could be wrong, right? They could have gotten $500,000 and been the next stage MMO for the freaking next 10, 15 years. They could have. But I'm erring on the side of caution and assuming that these guys got a small amount of money as a grant. It's just understandable, right? And I'm not going to shit on the game, right? I think the game is great. I enjoy it. I love what I see and everything. But it's not like the game brings anything revolutionary to the table that this becomes news headlines. This is a hardcore MMO, full loot, and it has some building and housing and stuff. And it's a small development team. We haven't seen any huge news articles where it says, this is going to be the WoW killer. Like every other MMO has come out. You know, WildStar was supposed to be the next WoW killer, and I loved WildStar, actually. I'd rather this be WildStar right now. I would rather be playing WildStar right now. Shit on me if you want. It's okay. I loved the game. I'd pay for it again. But a lot of people are using the excuse that, you know, they have a market cap, they have this or that, and they have a grant. I'm sorry, but these guys have no idea what they're doing, and that's not an insult to them. This is a new rodeo for them. They did MO1. It was mildly successful, but MO2 is a completely different horse. I said it in my previous video. This is more difficult than what they've been doing. And it's not like MO1 is literally the most successful game there on the market. That isn't even like a WoW killer. And that game wasn't even like, it was exciting. It was great. It reminded me of UO, but really? You guys are using the fact that they possibly made money off of MO1 as an excuse, saying that they should know better? No, they're still struggling. They're still struggling with the game. But let's keep moving on. There's one other thing I want to tap on. A month or two ago, I made this stupid hat. I love it. It's my dumb hat. I made it myself. And when I put on this hat, I try to be as positive as possible. It's sort of like a mission for me because I tend to be a very angry person, and I don't want to be anymore. I'm 32 years old, and I just want to enjoy the time that I have. I built my entire community off of being positive and healthy, and having healthy relationships within the community. I don't want people being angry and nasty within that community. So I pride myself as trying to be as friendly as possible. And I know a lot of my words can be harsh, and I can tend to be abrasive. When I wear this hat, I try to be as positive and nice as possible. It's like my kindness hat. Do with it what you will. It makes me happy though, right? You know, you got to do things that make you happy. But I've seen a lot in gaming. I've seen toxicity in League of Legends. I mean, you argue that League of Legends and Dota's communities are some of the most toxic cesspools that exist online right now. World of Warcraft, lovely community. You know, there's a lot of games out there with some bad communities. There are. I remember the community centered around Starbase. There's several organizations that literally prided themselves as being role-playing authoritarian government-style people. And a lot of them shared names with Nazi snipers, sharpshooters, and tank commanders. And they left Nazi quotes in their profiles. And they walked around spouting Hitler speeches. And the community accepted this as roleplay. Mortal Online, their community, has to be the most toxic community I've ever experienced. I remember I made a video a while back and some guys wrote in the comments saying, go the fuck away, you're a giant pussy. If you can't handle it, fuck off. And it's like, why do you want that, right? Why do you pride yourself in being the most toxic pieces of shit out there? Why do you pride yourself in that when you're like this? Why is that a medal? Do you really want at the end of the day fucking Obama to come over with a medal, put it around your neck and said, thank you for being a shitlord. You've done so great for this community. You're making MO2 so amazing. Look at you guys. Like, do you really pride yourself in that? Just because it has a hardcore tag doesn't mean you have to be a terrible human being. It doesn't mean you have to be an animal. And on the topic of animals is I went into the voice chat the other day. Actually, yesterday, I went into the voice chat. For 18 minutes, I recorded it. Just for fun. And yeah, sure, it's a voice chat. There's 50 people in the official Discord voice chat screeching and stuff. But as soon as Henrik came on, whether or not it was actually him or a recording, people were screeching like monkeys, screaming horsecock at the top of their lungs, and saying a whole bunch of racist garbage.
And I mentioned
Henrik, you fuck.
Yes, I agree.
You know, the big question, why did we release when it's
We stole your money.
Why do you pride yourself being like that? What kind of award are you going to win at the end of the day? If you have that much of a fragile ego that you have to just try to shit on other people and make their lives miserable, I really worry about you. I don't want to be like that anymore. And I used to. When I was younger, I used to be like that. I used to use gamer words like crazy. And that's not me anymore. I'm different. I find myself different. Occasionally the old me will slip and I'll start shit talking like crazy. You can ask some of my community. When I get heated, I get bad. And sometimes it'll come out. But why do you pride yourself in this community as being like that? Your first words shouldn't be welcome to the MO community, pussy. Like, what's wrong with you? How do you like that? How is that fun? When I get up in the morning, right, I have my tea or coffee, I eat my breakfast, I go to work. I work my job, I come home. And I want to have fun, right? So I hang out with my community. We have fun. We play stupid arcade games. We play other multiplayer games. We just do a lot of fun stuff. And there's not a single ounce of drama in there. In fact, people can come and go as much as they please. And there's no issues. Everyone says they enjoy it. They love it. It's the most positive and uplifting community possible. But the second you get into anything in MO2, people are defending it because they see the tag as hardcore. And they think hardcore means being an animal. Stop being an animal and reevaluate your life on this damn game. And a lot of people are going to say in the comments, I bring it on. They say, this game isn't for you. Why is that your badge that you wear? Why is that the medal of pride that you put around your neck? I commend a lot of the organizations I see in the guild recruitment chat who say things like, we are adults. We want adults here. Or another one where I saw it was all veterans and they say, look, we want a mature group. Good for you guys. More power to you. I love it. I love seeing that stuff. I even put with mine. No drama, no shitposting, no toxicity. That's it. And I have people coming to me saying I'm looking for that. But why do you parade this garbage at everyone who joins? And on the topic of that garbage, there's some dude. He is constantly spamming this stuff in Reddit and Discord, saying that the mods are Nazis because they lock threads. I'm sorry if general chat was getting spammed and they locked it and you guys decided to go to other channels and spam in those other channels. In fact, I got a screenshot in the guild recruitment chat right when I posted my posting for Ravenborn that it overflowed into that chat. And a few people got banned from the server. Why do you do that? If you guys are spamming, right? If anyone spams, it's going to be understandable. Like, people are excited, right? It's a general chat. There's like friggin' 3,000 people or something in there. But they lock it. They lock it when everyone's spamming F. And then you guys bleed over into other channels like children and keep going. Why? What is your point? If your point is saying that the Discord mods are Nazis, then you're not really making much of a point. You're making no case for yourself either. You're just showing that you act like an animal. I even have this recording of this guy saying mods are cringe. Join the unofficial Discord.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Mike
Oh,
said,
Yeah, because the mods
you
here are
said-
cringe. They locked the whole server.
Mods can't
Nice.
handle, dude. Like, it's help chat all over again.
Why are they locking the server? Like, let people fan.
Because they're power
Was
tripping.
that even Henrik talking or
Reddit
just
mod.
somebody?
No, it was just.
No, it's Henrik. Man. Click his name.
Yeah, that was Henry.
This is recorded from yesterday.
He kept saying this over and over again. What do you expect? There's going to be a bunch of people watching this video who sit and say, fuck you, Solar. You're an idiot. You're a giant pussy. Welcome to our community. You don't belong here. All this other garbage. There's going to be a bunch of you. There's going to be one person, and I commend that one person, who turns around and says, wow, yeah, no, I don't want to be like this anymore. That one person, I commend you. I give you a fucking medal. Good for you. The rest of you, whoever's being like that, cut that shit out, man. No one wants to come after work and see all that garbage. You don't make your game friendly. You don't make your game hospitable for new people. In fact, you make it look like a shithole. I made a video called Medulla is Detroit. At this point, MO2's community is Detroit. You guys are fucking animals, man. Calm down. I understand tensions are high, but I don't go into Chipotle after I spend $9 on a bowl and realize they put corn in the bowl and I didn't like corn or some other stupid garbage. I don't flip a whole bunch of fucking tables and then shit on the floor and scream. I either get my refund or I get told to get out of the establishment. That's it. That's how it works in the real world. Half of the people who are doing this are the people who don't leave their homes and have no idea how the real world actually operates. They feel like their actions are not going to have consequences. In this game, they are free to do whatever they want because welcome to the internet. But really, is that a norm we want to push? Is that really something we want to keep going with? Is that something we really like, we enjoy? Do you guys actually enjoy being around that kind of toxicity? And in fact, I don't. But you know what? You're going to say I'm going to be preaching some garbage or I'm being a giant pussy. It's okay, dude. It really is. Because I'm still going to play the game. I'm still having fun. And no amount of you being a shitlord is going to push me away. In fact, I hope other people see this and they go, I really don't like that in the community either. Because I remember years ago, decades ago, where there were social outcasts. When you opened your mouth like that, you got a dunce cap in the corner of a schoolroom. Let's even go further. You were put on the rack. You had tomatoes thrown at you. You had trash thrown at you because you were a terrible person in the community. Don't do that kind of garbage. Because you believe there's no repercussions for your actions right now, I'll tell you what, it'll come back on you. Trust me. Because I lived in your shoes. I was one of you. I was a terrible person. And in fact, right now, I want to be a better person. And that's where it starts. It starts by you turning yourself around and not being a fucking animal. Henrik is trying, at least, and I understand he's fighting on his damn hill that he wants a single server. Starvault's trying. I'm not fully defending their actions. I understand there's a lot of issues here, and it's a lot to unwrap. But take a moment where you find that energy building up, sit back, and be constructive. I know you can. You're all great people. No matter who you are, you have a great person inside you. You can do it. Also, mad props to the guy in chat who spent the 18 minutes trying to ask about his charcuterie board. He wanted to know what wine paired with the charcuterie board.
All right, so I'm putting together this really killer charcuterie board, right? As you guys heard.
Fucking smarter Putin.
And what kind of wine do you think would benefit
Black wine.
this plate tomorrow?
Join the unofficial Discord.
So I actually
And if you're watching this, dude, Cabernet. Cabernet's the best wine. Sometimes it makes me wonder about the future of gaming where people are just really, they're not welcoming. What happens when we get new generations in here? And yeah, I'm going to say like Fortnite and floss dancing and all that garbage. But what happens when that new generation grows up and wants to join certain communities? Are we really going to accept this and cultivate these young minds to be terrible people? I'm wondering how many of these people who are screeching like chimpanzees on the fucking mic actually leave their home. There's a lot of thought to it. If only 10 people watch this video, hopefully that's 10 people I reach about this garbage. But until then, I'm Solar Polar Bear. I do love you all, no matter who you are. I'll show you some love. If you want someone to talk to, if you want to vent about your anger, I'll be your echo chamber. Message me. I'll tell you how much I hate this shit right now. I've re-rolled my character so many goddamn times, I'm tired of it. I want to play the damn game. I paid money. Time's ticking. I work. Message me. I'll rant with you. I'll complain with you. I'll be your echo chamber. That's what I do. I want to be friendly. So if you want to take that step and you're pissed off about this game, message me. Rant about it in the comments too. I'll interact with you. Do it. Anyways, guys, stay humble. Stay good. Stay true. And stay frosty.